introduced 7 years ago, not open at all, right? I go through college, played football for 3 years, and my junior season, actually right before, so I had gone through the whole spring season, summer season. I was finally set to be the starting quarterback on the football team. I was really pumped. And I love basketball, it's a passion of mine. I was playing in a pickup game, and I went up for a rebound like I have a million times, and I came down like I have a million times, and my knee just exploded on me. And I knew like right away. I remember I said a few of those curse words right then and there, because A, it hurt really bad, but B, I knew that was it. Like I knew right away, I was like, that's it. And that took a while to come to grips with, and my whole life I had been an athlete. That was my identity. And I never really wanted to be an engineer, to be honest. I was good at math and science, and when you're 18, you have no idea what you want to do with your life, and I just signed up for the engineering program. And when that happened, I had 6 months of laying on a couch and doing rehab and reconstructive surgery, feeling sorry for myself, thinking about what I want to do with my life, because now my passion and the main thing I was taking up most of my time was gone, and I was less than excited about what was to come. But I wasn't in a good place at all, because I was, like I said, physically broken. So not only the knee, but I was not healthy. I think in this culture, we think of health as lack of symptoms, right? So if I don't have a stuffy nose or a sore throat, I'm healthy. Once I get a sore throat, I'm unhealthy. I get an antibiotic, I'm healthy again a week later. But that's not true. Like my entire college existence, I was unhealthy. I was never healthy. I had horrible acne. I didn't sleep well at night. I would go to urgent care probably every 2 or 3 months. And I thought that was normal. Like I thought that was the normal cycle. And I think a lot of us before Isagenix have felt that way. It's just normal to have to go, to urgent care every 3 or 4 months. But that's not normal, guys. I've been on these products for 4 years now, and I have not been back to urgent care once in those 4 years, right? So it's not always something dramatic, like some big health issue. It's the little things of being healthy day to day, and I have never felt better. So my mom finally convinced me to at least try the products after that injury, and it took me a while, but I said yes, and instantly felt healthy. I gained some weight because of the injury. I lost 15 pounds in my first month, and never looked back, and I've never felt better. But the business wasn't even something I understood. Wasn't even something I was looking for really, but I knew I didn't want to graduate because I didn't want to go into that career. I had a real sense of anxiety for what was about to come. I was procrastinating doing my homework. I was procrastinating doing interviews. I just wasn't excited about it, and I finally, the time come, I got my interviews, I got my job, and I started my career, and I was going into that job every day just really miserable. I should have been, people thought I was crazy for not being happy. I mean, I was making a salary that most of my peers would be killing for. It was a great job, great benefits. I didn't have to work too hard, but I felt no passion for what I was doing. I felt no excitement for what I was doing, and I was stuck in that cubicle right there from 8 to 5 every day. I didn't get any vacation my first 6 months, and I was missing out on trips my family was taking that I wanted to be a part of. I was missing out. My girlfriend Zoe's here. She was working as a nurse, night shift. I never saw her because she'd be working while I was awake. She'd be sleeping while I was at work. And I couldn't imagine doing that for 40 years. I literally couldn't even think of, there's no way I'm gonna do this for 40 years. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm not doing this for 40 years. And I was living that life of looking all week, you look forward to Friday, and then all weekend you're dreading Monday. And I just did that over and over. And I was hanging out with some guys who were on the same path, and we would just, go to the bar every weekend, and we would just waste our time, and we'd, have fun, and we'd watch games, and we'd drink some beers, but it was a waste of time. And for whatever reason, one night, I decided to go on a walk instead of going with them, and I ended up at a library. And I hadn't been to a library in probably ever. I didn't read any books in college. I thought it was nerdy. I don't know how I got through. But I found 2 books that profoundly changed my life. And if you haven't read these, I really recommend them for anybody. The first is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and the second is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And 4-Hour Workweek allowed me to dream differently about what my future would look like. It talks about how crazy it is that we delay retirement until we're 70. We're like, well, we're just gonna life will suck for 40 years, but I'll enjoy it when I get there. And then I'll have the money and the time, and then I'll travel and do the things I want. And he talks about how absolutely insane that is. And think about that, how absolutely insane that is. Like, we get one go around on this earth. Why would we delay the things we want to do? And I was sitting there every day delaying the things I wanted to do. I was miserable in there, but I was doing it anyways because that's what society told me to do. And that book changed my paradigm around that. The second one, Robert Kiyosaki taught me about residual income and talked about making money while you sleep, building an asset that pays you so you're not trading your time for money every day at a job like that. Sure, I could have worked that job and made a pretty good salary if I worked my way up the ladder, just like Jessica said, but I was going to be working more hours, more responsibility, and that's not what I wanted. And one thing he mentioned in that book, Robert Kiyosaki, was network marketing. And I didn't even really know what that term was. I knew my mom was doing Isagenix. I knew like there was a product she was selling, but I didn't know it was network marketing. I didn't know what network marketing was, and I definitely didn't think what she was doing was building an asset. Like I thought she had like a little hobby, that she was just selling some products to help people get healthy. And I came home one it was on like a Christmas break, and she asked me if I wanted to go to, she knew I was looking for something like this, and I just had no idea what this was. And she said, I want to take you to San Antonio for Christmas. It's like, great, free trip, get out of Ohio. Ohio's cold and gray. Let's do it. And I was like, what are we doing? She's like, we're going to an Isagenix conference. And I was like, oh, great. All right, I'll go hang out on the Riverwalk while you guys do your thing, and we'll have fun. But I went there, and what I saw was incredible. What this vehicle was doing for people, I was like, that's exactly what I want. I had to see that it wasn't just my mom doing this little thing. First off, I saw her walk across stage making $500,000 a year. I was like, okay, this isn't, like, she's way too humble to ever tell me that, but that's what, I was like amazed. Because my dad was still working his job, and I figured he was still the breadwinner, and cool, and I saw that, I was like, what is happening here, And I was like, my mom was a stay-at-home mama. She had no business background or anything. I was like, that was mind-blowing. And then I saw young people like me who were doing it, and that's what I didn't see, like young people and men doing it, and they were having the life that I wanted. They were living that 4-hour work week lifestyle where they were traveling, experiencing life in their 20s, not waiting until they were older. And I said that's what I want. So I dove all in, and about a year later, a part-time effort, I was able to replace my income and leave my job, and I've been doing this full-time for 8.5 years. So people are working differently. I'm not the only person that felt that way, and I think it's 75% of Americans are dissatisfied with your job. So there's a good chance a lot of people in this room are dissatisfied with your job. And I empathize with you because I understand that, but it's up to us, it's our choice, right? We don't have to just settle for a job for 30 years that we don't want to work. There's opportunities today's day and age. People are working differently. People are looking for opportunities like this. There's a lot of them out there. There's Airbnb, there's starting an Amazon store, there's Uber, there's all these different ways to create extra income. And speaking to the millennials in the room, like we have to do this, right? Social Security is not going to be there when we retire. Pensions are done. And student loan debt is ridiculous, right? It's absolutely insane. It's the next bubble that's going to burst because there's no way we can pay it off. It's impossible. What's happening is it's going into so much debt to get a degree that pays us just enough money to pay our bills. We don't even have enough to pay off the debt. And then by the time we're in our 30s and we're starting a family, now we don't have any money to pay off the debt, and we're starting a family, and the debt just keeps growing, right? We never actually have a chance to get ahead in life. That's why everybody my age has a secondary job. All these jobs are still trading time for money. Yeah. What we have is an opportunity to make an extra income and build an asset for yourself. So this is the concept that Robert Kiyosaki talked about that totally changed my perception. Linear income in the red line is directly dependent on your time, right? I know some of you guys have seen this, but let this sink in, really. Like, if you drive Uber for 10 hours, you might make $100, right? If I do Isagenix for 10 hours, I might make $0. But if I do 10 hours and 10 hours and 10 hours, I might eventually be able to make $100 without working that day, right? That's the concept of residual income. And look at the growth that can happen there. It's not tied to your time. So eventually it can continue to grow. And if you stop working, if your car breaks down in Uber, you're done. Your income's done. If I want to go away for a month and travel in a country that doesn't have Wi-Fi, I have residual income that can keep paying me, right? Uber's not going to. So if you're a young person, especially looking at different side hustles, why would you invest your time in something that's just going to give you that immediate return, when you could invest that time and not only get some upfront money, which our compensation plan allows, but also build this asset over time, right? So this right here is the power of what we do. And this is why at 24, I was able to leave my engineering job, right? It's not because I was really hustling. It's because I leveraged this, and I was just work smarter, not harder, I guess. So why network marketing? I am so fired up about this industry. I love this company, I love this product, and I love talking about the product, but man, do I love talking about this because it's really like come of age, right? So I like to talk about business models, and I'm a numbers guy, so I love to talk about how like it used to be you have a wholesaler, right? So let's say we're gonna sell a Sharpie. You have a manufacturer who makes a bunch of these, a wholesaler buys a bunch of them, a retail store buys a bunch of them, and then the customer gets it, right? So the company makes it, sells it for $1, this guy buys it for $2, eventually you get it for $3, right? That was how business was done. And the internet came along and changed everything, right? Amazon's blowing people out of the water, companies are going out of business, it's crazy. But what the internet can never do is have a relationship with people. And there's certain products that you just need a relationship. Like Jessica wouldn't want to talk about her digestive issues with some stranger online, but she would talk with Herb Cepeda, who's her friend, right? And that's the opportunity we have here. We have a chance to be a part of this revolutionized economy where we cut out all these middlemen and we just help people buy a product directly from the manufacturer, but we get to have relationships with people and help them, improve their lives. And that's where network marketing's niche is. I mean, we have a chance to take advantage of this. I mean, all the money is going into these new age business models. Sears is going bankrupt, Macy's is going bankrupt, Toys R Us is bankrupt because the old way is dead. And a product like Isagenix needs people to share the story. And that's all we do. We just share the story, right? It's so simple.
I love it. That is awesome.
Yeah, I already mentioned all this. I mean, it's you can't even compare this to any of those other things I mentioned. I mean, you're driving Uber, you're driving by yourself, right? You're working Airbnb, there's no flexibility there. What we have here is incredible. And what I want to hit on this slide is the culture, because when I started this, I was lost, I didn't have direction in life, I had no background in anything business, communications, leadership, nothing. And the stuff that I've learned here, like the personal and professional growth I've experienced in this industry is worth way more than any income that I've been able to make. And that's when I'm talking to young people in the room here, like if you're looking for nothing else, join this for the lessons you're gonna learn. I mean, we're about to have Herb and Patty Cepeda, who have made over $20 million in this industry, give us a free day of training on entrepreneurship, business, and this amazing vehicle. Right? Like, how crazy is that? People pay thousands of dollars for the seminar you guys are about to get today for free.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, that's one of the best things we have to offer in network marketing is the growth in the community. I think Jessica hit on a lot of these. Like Isagenix compared to other vehicles out there, it's really not close. I think I saw a stat somewhere that the average company produces, I want to say it was like 20 millionaires for every $1 billion in revenue, and we're producing like 100. I mean, it's like 304 millionaires made more than $1 million, $7 billion in revenue. Our compensation plan is so much more generous because if you've been out there and you've experienced other vehicles like this, I might get paid a certain percentage if I help Cece get started. And Cece helps Zoe, I might make another percentage. And Zoe helps Jessica, I might make another percentage. In this compensation plan, there is no levels, there's no cap. It's just a chain reaction, right? It's just word of mouth marketing. So if you went to a restaurant last night for dinner and you told someone about that and they went there every week for the next year, they might bring $4,000 in business to that restaurant for the next year. Right? If they told someone, that might be another $4,000 in business for that restaurant. And the chain reaction goes, I mean, there's restaurants in Columbus, Ohio, where I lived the last 2 years. I'm probably responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars in business that I've sent there that I'll never get paid on, right? But we just pay 6% on everything that we share, no matter how many levels deep it goes. I mean, how incredible is that? Forbes says that the best time to join a company is when there's new products and you're expanding globally. And our products are going through the roof right now. We have a new chief science officer. We have amazing products coming out. I mean, who's tried the new greens? Who's tried the Ant line, right? I mean, it's amazing. And we're expanding globally. So there's not really been a better time. And again, I already talked about Cepeda. Super fired up for this afternoon, and hope you're going to stay around. If you're a guest here today and you join us and you get started on your program here after we break here, you're going to be able to come back to that amazing training that I just talked about and learn from this incredible family. All right, so to answer that question in the beginning, you can, right? If you're looking for better health here today, we all know that we can have that. We heard from Jessica. If you're here, I know there's probably a lot of people here that are already on the products and maybe have even made some money. If you really step into this business, it's incredible what it can do for your life. I mean, really start to dream, right? Like that's why I recommend those books, because for me, those books help me dream about what's possible. And if you can get yourself to this dream a little bit bigger, this vehicle can help you do it. I mean, it's helped, you know, a mom make $1 million a year. It's helped a family, state trooper and a teacher make multiple millions per year. It's helped me, you know, leave my job at 24 years old. Things that I thought were crazy. Remember at the beginning, I thought we were kooks, right? I thought people would hear, I literally did. I thought like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not possible, but it is. You actually can have it here. And it's incredible. And if not now, then when? So if you're delaying this, if you're like, yeah, I'm kind of in, I'm kind of out. Like, yeah, I like the idea. Like the products are cool. I'm not comfortable, you know, selling, or I don't want to do this. I mean, if not now, then when, right? If you might say, I don't have the time right now. What's going to change a year from now, right? Well, maybe next year I'll go to Celebration in Nashville or Salt Lake City next year, and then I'll start my business. But for now, it's just kind of like an extra thing. If not now, then when, right? Things aren't going to change. Like life's only going to continue to happen. There's only going to be obstacles along the way. But if you make a decision today to start using this vehicle to impact your life physically, financially, you know, spiritually, community, all the above, it really can. So for anybody here that's a guest, I know we had one earlier, and anybody that came in late, we are going to take a break now. You can get back with whoever invited you.